Hey there, it's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. How are you guys today? Welcome to the scope. Welcome. Got a little flying here. Welcome to the scope. Hey, Cordelia, welcome to the scope. I'm so happy that you guys are here today on this wonderful Monday. I wanted to hop on really quick and share with you what is really selfish about self-care. Okay. Hey, Anitra, good to see you. Welcome to the scope today. I wanted to talk about, hello there. I wanted to talk today about what is really selfish about self-care, because it's a topic in motherhood that we have a lot of mixed reviews about, a lot of opinions about. Got some flyaway hairs here. Isn't this funny? Welcome to the scope. Invite your friends. We're going to have a good time today. I'm going to keep it quick, but I'm going to keep it powerful, because I think as moms, we don't talk enough about what, thank you so much for sharing. Hey there. Good to see you. We don't talk enough about self-care and what is really selfish about taking great care of yourself. Now, you may have heard this. Hey there. Good to see you. Welcome to the scope. Tell me where you guys are from. Let me know where you're from. And invite your friends to come on. Any mom that you know out there that can benefit from talking about self-care, and whether or not self-care is selfish or not, or whether or not she feels guilty or not. Orlando's in the house. So what's the weather like in Orlando today? Hello, Minnesota is in the house. Wonderful. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland. I'm Mia Redrick, affectionately known as the mom strategist, because I love to talk strategies in motherhood to create life and business success. Trinidad, hey, Patrice is in the house. Louisville is in the house. Wonderful. Camille is from Orlando. Welcome, Camille. I love Orlando, Florida. It's one of my favorite places to vacation with my kids. Charlestown, West Virginia is in the house. It's a little nippy in Orlando. I think I heard that today. So what is it? Nippy for you is what? 48, 58? Because it was 38 in Baltimore today for us. Thank you for inviting your followers. We're going to have a good time on the scope today. I'm going to keep it interesting and I'm going to keep it real. 62. Okay, I wish it was 62 here today, but it is nippy for Orlando. Wonderful. 55. Wow. Okay, that's kind of cold. It was 38 degrees this morning when I went out to get in the car, and it was frigid. But it's warmed up a little bit here in Maryland. You guys are spoiled, but it's good to be spoiled, and you deserve to be spoiled. I wish I was there with you guys. So we're going to get started on the scope today. I am Mia Redrick, the mom strategist. It's 32, but now it's 44. That's cold. That's still cold. Yes, that is still cold. My goodness. I am Mia Redrick, the mom strategist, and what I love to talk about is life and business success. I am a coach. I've coached moms for the last 13 years, and mostly around this notion that, you know, in any profession that we have, we focus on being better. But somehow in motherhood, we don't talk enough about what it really takes to create success in our life and in our business while we're moms, right? And I feel that we can't ignore the fact that we're moms, because your life informs your business, right? So today on the scope, what I specifically wanted to talk about is what's really selfish about self-care. So you may be saying, like, what's really selfish about self-care? What are you talking about, Mia? So what I believe is that what is really selfish as it relates to self-care is not caring for yourself, meaning being a mom and your kids don't get to grow up and know who you are. They don't get to know that you painted. They don't know that you're a writer. They don't know what sports you play, because they don't get to see that part of their mom. They only see the mom, the role that we fill, you know, maybe the mom that just is cooking for them and cleaning for them and doing carpooling for them, but they don't get to know who you are. And in my opinion, that's what's selfish, okay? And I believe that when we know who we are, we're able to give all of who we are to our kids, that our children, our spouses benefit from our self-care, from our growth. And so anyone out there struggling with making time or taking time for themselves, I just want to make a case for you to look at it a little differently. The benefit of you taking great care of who you are. Hello there. Welcome to the scope. Welcome back. The benefit of you taking care of who you are is that you get to know who you are, and in knowing who you are and liking who you are, you get to share all of that with your children. That's right. They get to grow up with a mom that's happy, a mom that's fulfilled, right? That's pretty cool. A mom that shares with them, you know, a full version of who she is. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. Some of you guys know the story. A couple of years ago, I wanted to learn to swim. I couldn't swim, and I wanted to learn to swim. And I decided to take a swimming class, but I was petrified as an adult swimmer, because if you're not a good swimmer, it's like kind of like the mind games that go along with swimming is just crazy. So I decided that the only way that I would really learn to swim and commit to it is to do a triathlon. True story. And I invited 11 other women to join me. None of them could swim either. I think one of them could swim a little bit. To join me to do this triathlon called the Iron Girl. And so we each had to learn to swim, and then we had to learn to open water swim, and then obviously we had to bike and run too, in order to complete the race. And we all did do it. But what was interesting to me was, as I learned and as I started to grow and learn how to swim, that my son, my oldest son, who's now 17, Patrick, he said to me on race day, he said, "Mom, I'm really proud of you. I've never seen you bike hard before." See, because he was used to us taking all of the family bike ride trips, when you're riding like really slowly. Okay, that's what we were doing. And he wasn't used to seeing his mom gun and run, right? He didn't know that I had that in me. And once he saw that, it gave him a different view of who I am as his mom, but also as a woman. Isn't that cool? I think that one of the best things that we can do is pursue our hobbies, pursue our goals, pursue our dreams as a mom with our kids, because then they get to see what's possible. They get to see that it is possible to have a family and reach for your dreams. And I want to say this to you because for those of you guys who've just joined, I'm Redrick, the mom strategist, and I support moms with life and business success. And, a lot of times our kids don't get to see the different components of what our capacity is. And yet they learn most of what's possible from us, right? So it's so important. And, and I think it's equally important when we're fulfilled, guess what? We have less headaches. Wink, wink, okay. And if you want to have less headaches, you got to pursue the things that are important to you. So, the question is, how? Like a lot of my clients who come to me who are moms who are interested in starting a business or, managing their life, trying to figure out how to integrate a business into their life and still be the kind of mom that they want to be. A lot of those moms say to me, how do I do it? Because we think all or nothing when we're moms, and that's not how to do it. You literally have to create small, short, easy, simple systems for yourself to be consistent as a mom. So, when I first started my business 13 years ago, my kids were all young. So my oldest, Patrick, was 4 years old. Alexandra, let's say, was 13. She was 1 years old. And I literally set a system for myself, which was like, when my youngest, which he wasn't born yet, right? When my youngest child is in school all day, that's when I'm really going to go harder in my business. And I literally just put in 4 hours a week, 4 to 6 hours a week. I was pretty consistent about that and growing my business. So it's not a matter of having 20 hours or 10 hours or 30 hours in your business. It's about taking that little bit of time you do have to pursue your dream and being consistent at it. Are you guys following me? Okay. And if there are any questions on the scope, please, jump in and ask whatever question you might be having or struggling with as it relates to trying to figure out how are you going to pursue your dreams as a mom, right? And still show up as the kind of mom you want to be, because it's so important in motherhood and you can do it. But you can do it, but you have to be aware of the fact that it's possible. And that's what I see when a lot of moms come to me. They talk about the impossibility of taking care of themselves, right? Pursuing their dreams and showing up for their kids and letting their kids pursue their dreams. And it's only because they don't know what systems they need to use in order to do that. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'm telling you, it's totally possible. So I literally waited, until my youngest child was in school all day to really put in like crazy hours in my business, because I didn't have the time to do it. But I was still creating success, and I was still monetizing my business, and I was still growing my business. And you know what? I was still pursuing my dream and feeling more fulfilled about that dream. And so I meet a lot of moms who come to me because they want to wait until their kids graduate from school before they pursue their dreams or go back to school. Or sometimes they want to wait until 9 o'clock at night, okay? And if this is you, listen up. They want to wait until 9 o'clock at night to build their dream. All right. And I actually believe that if you want to build your dream as a mom, you have to blend in the things that are important to you into how you're already living and taking care of your kids. And that might mean that, on the playgrounds, it might mean that in the carpool line or at the practices that you're at, that you are intentional and you bring your plan with you to begin to work on your dreams while you're supporting your kids. That's a strategy that I teach my clients called blending. So is this supporting you guys? I'd love to know. And thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. If you have any questions for me about feeling guilty as it relates to taking care of yourself and honoring your dreams and being a mom, what are your struggles? I mean, what's got you hung up around this whole idea of pursuing your dream as a mom? Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know who said that. I can't see. Okay. Thank you, Cordelia. What's got you hung up around this whole idea of taking great care of yourself and taking great care of your kids? Have you felt that there are limitations because you're a mom, right? There's some interruptions that happen. There's there's a lot of extra planning that goes into being a mom and running a business, right? For sure. But it can be done. And that's what I want you to know, is that you don't have to put your dreams on hold because you're a mom. But the same is true. You don't have to run your business or run your dreams and ignore the fact that you are a mom. And I hear that often too in motherhood, that, so often we run into, maybe other coaches, other teachers, other mentors, or either other people who tell you, if you want to do this business and you want to have success at what you're doing, you know what? You've got to show up like everyone else. You can't show up like everyone else. The reality is we have to acknowledge the fact that you need certain systems because you are a mother in order for you to consistently be able to build your business truly without guilt, truly without building a business and a life that you resent. And I'm all into that. So, quality of life is not accidental. It's not something that happens by default. It isn't. It is something that comes from creating a strategy, looking at what you're trying to create, what good looks like for you, and then saying, what are the best ways for me to get there with a plan? Does that make sense? All right. So I'm Mia Redrick, the Mom Strategist, for those of you who have joined me. My website is Mia, M-I-A, Redrick, REDRICK.com. That's MiaRedrick.com. And if you sign on to my website, there are tons of really great, awesome goodies, about $200 worth of goodies, including a copy of my book. Thank you. Absolutely. You are the best. I appreciate you. You are the best. It takes the best to call the best. That's what I always say. And I've been very fortunate to be able to live my dream. I started my business like 13 years ago, and I wanted to combine my background in motherhood with my background in corporate training. That's really I used to work for Citibank for years as a corporate trainer. Loved it. All right. And then I thought, if I could put these things together as a business, boom, this would be great for me. And, the first advice that I got told me that from a professional who was supposed to help me get started in business, he told me, this will never work. You can't get paid supporting moms in that way. And he kind of crunched and stomped all over my dreams. And you know what? I believed him initially until I bumped into someone else who told me that that wasn't true. You're working on fighting burnout, and you need to reinvent yourself. You know what? Burnout happens when you create systems around that make you anxious, or that you have a lack of systems. Give me some love, you all. Heart it up. Oh, give me some love. Ha ha ha. Well, give me some hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. So what you need are systems, okay? So whenever you're feeling burnout, and I always say imbalance is your gift. This is how I want you to look at it. Imbalance is your gift. Imbalance teaches you the things that you need, the crucial conversations you need to have, maybe with your partner, maybe with your kids to get them to help out to do chores. It tells you maybe the tools that you need to move into your home. Maybe it's outsourcing or it's insourcing. It might be that you need to have your groceries delivered. It might be that you need to send your laundry out. And not all the time, but maybe in this season, you need to do that. And I say that to you because as I was building my business over the years, my husband developed kidney disease and for 5 years was on dialysis. And here it is. I've got young children, 3 young children. My husband's on dialysis 15 to 18 hours a week. He's at a dialysis center, and I needed support. I needed systems so that I could still show up powerfully and not be overwhelmed or not be trying to do it all. Why? okay, when there's so much around me. And so I literally started looking at, inexpensive options that would support me, like a mother's helper, like a 13-year-old that could come over and read to the kids, or thank you so much. Or maybe it was a senior in my neighborhood that wanted to come over and help out in some way. I started to think about girlfriends that I could switch with. Maybe I wanted to get to the gym for 2 hours and they wanted to go on a date with their spouse for 2 hours. And we just started to, for 4 hours. And we just started to play. So what I'm saying to you is that imbalance that's happening for you, that burnout, you need to pull out a piece of paper and pad, and you really need to start thinking about, what does good look like for you? If you had all the support in the world, if money was not an option, so don't put any limitations on it, what kind of support would you want? We have to know not bringing in assistance. We have to know not something bringing in our assistance. I don't know what that means. You deserve support. And sometimes we think in advance that getting support is expensive, but it's not. Like a bag of laundry, like a large bag of laundry to have it washed is like $35. And if you're really behind in your laundry and it's creating angst for you, you know what? Send 2 bags out, send 3 bags out, and it'll come back and it's like a spiritual experience because the laundry is washed, folded, shrink wrapped, and all you have to do is put it away and then you get to catch up. Right? Or for your groceries, hey there, good to see you, Nicole. Welcome to the Scope. So let me just say that, having your groceries delivered is a really easy thing, or having your groceries, sorted and then showing up at the grocery store and just paying. There's small things to get your time back. And sometimes we're so busy, we never take the time to think about what we need. Yes, you'll do that and you realize that we don't give ourselves that break. I believe that one of the best ways to figure out and create time for yourself is this strategy I teach called DIP. And DIP stands for D-I-P-P, D-I-P-P. The D is delegate. If you want to create more time for yourself, you got to delegate something to somebody else, okay? So just kind of start thinking about who you can delegate things to. Maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your spouse, maybe you're bringing somebody in to help you. The I is incorporating others in your space. What I mean by that is that might be a grandparent, that might be your girlfriend, that comes over, you guys switch times. It might be a mother's helper, which is like a 13-year-old that you pay $10 to come over and read stories to the kids so that you can do something productive in your business or in your life or exercise or whatever while, in your home. It could be P. P is for plan. In order to find time for yourself, you got to plan to find time for yourself. I was just looking for my book. Here it is. And then the last P is purge. It's getting rid of the unnecessary. In my case, years ago, it was baseball. And here's my baseball story. My son is signed up on a baseball league. And baseball is 3 days a week plus games. That's just what it is, right? 3 practices plus games. And I remember very distinctly being at the park with my son, and he was on the field watching birds and squirrels. It was, and I couldn't believe it. He wasn't interested in the game, and we got rid of it. So sometimes as moms, we keep adding and adding and adding, and we don't subtract in our lives. And it's the subtractions that really allow us to show up more powerfully, to get rest. There's another thing that I do, which is called a do less year. A do less year is every other year I do less. I cut stuff off my list, off my calendar, so that I don't keep adding things. Thank you for the invite. Delegate, incorporate others in your space, plan, and purge. Thank you so much for sharing that. I am Mia Redrick, the mom strategist. For those of you who have just joined me, my website, I've got a lot of free goodies there, miaredrick.com. That's MIAREDRICK. Over $200 in goodies, great information if you are interested in life and business success. You'll love it. And you also get the e-version of my book, which is, can you see that here? This is my baby. Time for Mommy, 5 Essential Strategies for Mother's Self-Care. It is a #1 Amazon bestseller, and you can get the free download when you sign on to my email list, okay? So, miaredrick.com. So, I'm all about supporting moms with life and business success, and all of the solutions that I provide you they're real. Like, imagine that. Like, I've actually done them myself. Like a novel concept today, right? So what other questions do you have for me on the scope during this time about, maybe trying to strike that balance, which, for yourself, or maybe it's about, maybe you're feeling guilty about taking time for yourself. Any questions for me specifically? So one of the things I wanted to say to you also is that one of the best ways to know anyone in your family, even yourself, is by dating, okay? So one of the things that I encourage all moms to do is to date themselves 90 minutes a week. 90 minutes alone, you by yourself, putting it on the family calendar, 90 minutes alone a week. And then you date your husband every other week if you're married, or your partner, and you date your children once a month individually. One of the best ways to get to know anyone is by dating. And so a lot of times when moms can't ask for what they need, it's because they don't know what they need, because you're not spending any time with yourself to get clear about what works for you, what's best for you. Do you love it? Wonderful. But it's really important. I dare say I have a black belt in dating myself. I've been dating myself since I was 6 months pregnant, 90 minutes a week. Very important. And they don't have to be expensive dates. They're just in the time with you, doing something that you want to do. You do too. Wonderful. Thank you so much for adding value to your scope. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Dating yourself is a very important thing. And I will say that now I've been dating the kids individually. I know them and they know me, and I know what they like. And it's a really great way to build intimate connection, not only with yourself, but with your other family members. And, it's just important. It's been an important strategy in my family. And I believe that at the end of the day, what we're doing is building a culture of self-care within our families. And as the mom, you get to decide what it looks like. You get to decide whether or not your kids think that self-care means that you do nothing for yourself, or self-care means that while I take great care of you, I can take great care of me too. See, we get to influence that blueprint as moms, and it's a really powerful seat that we have. And a lot of times we've created a story because maybe the moms in your life, maybe you had a mom that didn't do a whole lot for herself, and therefore you by default believe or feel guilty for doing anything for yourself. But I want to tell you, if you want to show up powerfully for other people, you got to show up powerfully for yourself. All right. I am Mia Redrick, the Mom Strategist, and you can check me out at miaredrick.com. Remember, when you sign on to my website, and you'll get a copy, the e-version of my book. Here you go. Time for Mommy, 5 Essential Strategies for Mother's Self-Care. You'll get the ebook version for this, and then over $200 worth of great content about life and business success. So I work with mostly women they're smart, they're sharp, they're entrepreneurs, and they are interested in self-investment. And I believe, and I don't apologize for it, that in order for us to show up like we need to, you have to invest in yourself. You got to, likely do a gym membership. You might have to take a class that you love. You might have to go back to school. You might have to invest in a mentor or a coach. You might have to buy a couple of books. That's how we change who we are. And that is an important part of self-care, and it's an important part of personal growth. And if you're into that, then you're going to be into everything that I offer, all right? So again, it's been a pleasure this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Bye. Have a good day.